Hello everyone, I'm Shuashi Sattu and welcome you to my new YouTube channel. So today in this video I will be talking about some pacing editing process for absolute beginners. And to demonstrate it, I will be doing my first picture editing in mobile Lightroom. Hope you will like it. So what we have here is, you can see I shot it in Bhutan. So I just choose a very simple picture to demonstrate my first video on just basic adjustment that we can do in Lightroom. I'm using Lightroom Mobile, but I hope that from my next video I would be using Lightroom PC. Okay, so let's start. So first, though the perspective of this picture is fine, but I just want to see if we can adjust it or not. I don't have to crop it, I just straighten it a bit. Okay, so I think that's fine, right? I'm just to keep it in the way it is. It's fine, it looks fine. So now let's adjust the light of this picture. The first thing I'm going to do is I will bring down the highlights to get the definitions in those light areas, and I will increase the shadows just a little bit, because too much it would not look good. Yeah, so now I'm going to bring down the blacks. Yeah, that's fine, and bring up the whites maybe a little bit. Yeah. So the composition is that by bringing down the blacks and increasing the whites, I'm just trying to give it a little crunchy look instead of using contrast. If I can do with whites and black, I'm just looking for that, right? Yeah. So now see, I am happy with the exposure and the contrast. Now we are going to keep it for later. Yeah, we'll just see it later. Okay, so curves. First, you have the RGB curve and red, green and blue curve over here. So first I'm just going to do a little adjustment in this RGB curve. Right, I'm just going to give a basic well-known edge curve. If you want, then you can write in the let me know in the comment section below, and I will make a video explaining the curves. Just a little bit. Yeah, I think it's fine. Never go too much with the curves, because just a subtle adjustments can give you great results. Yeah, it was not an S curve though, but I'm happy with it. So yeah. Now, yeah, white balance. You see here, here we have temperature, tint, vibrance and saturation, which we are going to adjust. Here is, they have given such like presets. By tapping it, you can get different kind of white balance that Lightroom will suggest to you, but I don't use that much. I either use this eyedropper tool, which if you take this to a place where you think there is 50% gray, right, then you can get a proper white balance, right? You can do either this, which is just a little change. Let me do it again. I think the tracking was wrong. like this. You see, it's just a subtle change that makes your picture look good. The cool temperature I think is good. The tint, I will just try to see if it will work or not. More pinkish doesn't look good. Just a little much. Yeah, -11. It was good. The vibrance, what I generally do with my images is that I boost up the vibrances to make the colors pop, and with the same time I just reduce the saturation. Okay, because you see, with the increased vibrance, if you increase the saturation, it looks very unrealistic and low quality pic. So I would say that go down with saturation, not much, because you don't want to give it a look like this. It doesn't look good with the picture. Just a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And that is all. Now here you have BMW option where you can control it, the black and white of the picture. We will talk about that later. Now here, mix, we have this button, and now this is an interesting panel. You know, here you can control the hue, saturation and luminance level of each color provided over here. Like for example, if you want to change the hue or saturation of the sky, just tap on blue and just play with the slides. I mean, using a hue saturation panels can give you great results. I mean, I am always satisfied with this panel. I mean, it will make a great change to your pictures. What kind of luminance feels good? Yeah, I'm going to just take it up. I just want to give a sunny look to this picture. Yellow. Do we want to adjust this? Let's see. Yeah, it looks good. Towards red. You know, if you have ever heard about a teal and orange thing, it looks pretty on I think on every kind of pictures. I'm just trying for that. Not too much saturation is required, so like this. Yeah, luminance, I think I'm happy with -18, -19 range. And what else? The car. Now one thing I will just leave that car as it is, because I don't want to make the pictures pop, right? Yeah. And what else do we have? We have orange. Let's see. It will just affect the color of the buildings, and I think saturation, if we increase the saturation, it will look good with the color, with the cyan color or the blue color, whatever you say, of the sky. I mean, it complements each other. I think it looks good. A little more. Yeah. And green, we don't have much green. Yeah, just a little. We don't need green. Not so here. And one thing I would like to show you is that we have you see an arrow button over here. Now what this arrow does is, if you click this on a color or on a part of color which you want to change the hue or saturation of that color, you just click on it. On this image, you see saturation blue +1. You can increase it by just dragging up, or you can decrease it by just dragging down, up and down. So I don't use it for small areas or congested areas, but yeah, if you are working with landscape kind of pictures, then you can do it for fast workflow. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, I just lift over there. I'm happy with this. Done. What do we have now? Now we have this clarity over here. Do we want to increase it or not? Let's see. Yeah, I think it looks good. Don't take it too much, okay? Just a little. I mean, you know, I find this clarity panel very tempting to work with, because you know, when you take it to extreme high level, it still feels like your picture is popping, the colors are popping, it looks good, but I get too much flown away towards that. But I think too much is not good. Not too much. Now dehaze, you basically use it if you have kind of fog in your picture and you want to get the details from it. So we don't need it now. Texture, it's basically the same thing. It will just crank up your shadows and basically the sharpness of your picture. You see how it's kind of like clarity, though it's not clarity. It's like sharpness. I don't need sharpness in my picture for now. I'm just going to keep it in 8. If anything it does on its own, let it does. Now vignette, just a little. Yeah. Now after this vignette comes midpoint, feather, roundness. You can control the. Okay, let me see. Let me show you. Say we just take down this vignette to. Okay, we took it extremely down so that I can demonstrate it to you. Now adjusting the midpoint will increase or decrease the diameter of the sphere, as you can see how much you want it or not. It's very helpful for beginners just to take it extremely down and play with it. Okay, feather, it just shows the transition. Roundness, see what kind of vignette you need, how round you want it to be. Just control it by this. And highlights, and we have grain amount, if you need grain in your picture or not through the vignette. This grain amount in here will only be concentrated on the vignette areas. I don't use it much. I mean, I don't prefer this. So okay, let's make this vignette proper. Yeah, and point, I just need a little. Feather is good. Yeah, it's good. Maybe a little bit. Wait. Yeah, just a little, because you see it's a sunny day, so we don't too much vignette will looks unrealistic. Okay, and here is another button, you see, split toning. Now it's a very interesting thing, and it's a very exciting thing to do in Lightroom or Photoshop, Camera Raw, whatever you are using. So basically we can do here is you can add colors in your highlights and shadows. Okay, so how it does this is for example, if you take this, you can see the colors that changing. It's only affecting the highlights, and the shadows, it will only affect the dark areas or the shadow areas. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use it for this picture. Let's see, I'm not sure either. Let's see. No, I don't use to do anything with my highlights. I don't want to do anything with my highlights and shadows. I think and after you have selected the color you want in your highlights and shadows, you can adjust it this adjusting this balance panel. What this does is it just balances the amount of highlights. If you need the highlights color more or the shadows more, it just does that. I'm not doing this much in this video, but in my next video I will be making a video on explaining this split toning in Lightroom, and I will explain it to you there. I'm happy with this, so done. And sharpness, I think I'm going to do just sharpening 8. I'm just keeping it to 8, and you can figure it out. It's like just like the vignette what we had, this radius of the sharpness, how much you want, the details you want in the sharp areas, masking, noise reduction, color noise reduction. I'm not going to go through that. It's a whole level other thing. And remove chromatic aberration. Yeah, I'm going to check it in. Usually what I do is before starting editing, I used to check it on. Okay, what this does is this just manages the color, or you see sometimes there are awkward color tint on the edges of an object in the picture. But by remove chromatic aberration, what it does is the Lightroom detects and try to remove those unrealistic edges from the picture. So I think that is all. Okay, I just want to do a few things with the curves, right? Yeah, it's there. Nothing much. Okay, nothing much. So I'm happy with this look. Now you can see the before and after by just tapping on the screen. So this is before, this is after. Yeah, now you could be able to see properly. Sorry for that before. So see, before, after, before and after. A lot change, right? So this is it. I did few adjustments later, and we had this as the final result.